Here with assistant coach Leo Mauron, Miami off this week before a trip to St. Cloud State, and we will take some questions.
Leo, got to go back this past weekend. First off, getting a sweep over Omaha. First sweep for this program in a conference game in quite a while. But you guys are obviously just worried about this year. What was it like? What was the whole mentality for you guys to complete that task this past weekend?
Yeah, I think we really take it one game at a time. And Friday was big for us. Like coming out of the ASU weekend with a 0-0 game, going into the third, like felt like we left one on the table there. And then we're in that position on Friday. So really good by the guys, kind of changing their mindset, coming out with a different outcome. And then Saturday, keeping the momentum going. And I thought we took the game to them right away, didn't let off. So it was a full 60 minutes of pretty good hockey by us. So really good weekend overall.
And you guys did come out on Saturday night right from the get-go, scored very, very early on, set the tone kind of early on. Obviously, anytime you want to start fast, but when you do get rewarded like that and get a goal like that, how does that kind of change the mindset on the bench to like, okay, yeah, we are doing exactly what we're trying to do?
Yeah, and honestly, we talk about the process a lot with this team and not focusing on the outcome. And I thought maybe in the past we needed that event to come for us to start believing in ourselves and build on top of that. So obviously it helps when things go well. But I think with this group, something that I'm really excited about and I see every day in practice is that every time they step on the ice, they believe they're the better team and that they're going to win. So that's what we want here. That's what the brotherhood is about. And like probably the most exciting part of this program right now is we're not afraid of anyone.
Special teams have really elevated lately, and Coach is always complimentary of you and the work that you do with them. The PK has been operating at its best of the season. How has it felt to see that kind of come together, to see the process work, and how do you feel about the development of the team to this point?
Yeah, I think early on we're missing a few guys that are key to our penalty kill. We had Deputy out, then Walker, then O'Coin, 3 guys that play the most minutes for us on the kill. Now we have a better understanding of our structure, which allows us to be more aggressive. And lately, what I'm excited about is when we break down, we find a way to block a shot, and we have really good goaltending. So I think the key right now is when things don't go our way, we find a way to fight through it and make it work.
I want to hear a little bit about sort of your coaching progression. You know, you had a chance to coach at a pretty high level at the club level. Then you come here and director hockey ops and elevated this year. Congratulations to assistant coach. How has that progression gone, and how have you sort of acclimated and changed as a coach as you've moved up?
Yeah, it's Ohio was a great experience for me. It's when you coach at that level, you are in charge of everything in hockey. Is probably the smallest part of your day. We always joke around with the coaches, but there were times where I was selling tickets, hanging out with the mascot before I had to go do a penalty kill meeting 5 minutes before the game. But now I think moving here, you just need to be really good at what you do and trust that Troy's going to do his part, Anthony's going to do his part, Nice is going to do his part. So it's more of a in-depth work on what really your specialty is. And I think with this staff, that's really what I enjoy is like we all are accountable and responsible for our own area, but at the same time, we'll work together and help each other out. So for me, it's a great learning opportunity to be part of this stuff. And I've grown a lot in my coaching abilities and also dealing with better hockey players. These guys all aspire to be NHL hockey players, and you just need to bring your work to that level so that they trust you and they want to listen to you, and it just kind of snowballs into that positive environment.
It's just felt different, especially this past weekend, but just compared to how you guys were at the beginning of conference. So just where do you think that this team has grown the most since they were in November and summer?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think, that our conference is so close. Like the teams are so well matched that every game, you never know what play is going to be the difference. And I think early in the year, maybe we didn't have that understanding, and we let a few slip with just mental lapses or lack of one track here, one track there. And now it feels like the guys understand every day. They're just 100% bought in. And that shows. Like, that's why I think on the last 4 games we don't give up a lot of chances. We don't give up a lot of goals. We're really dialed in defensively.
Kind of to extend on that as well, I mean, not just from the beginning of this year, you were with the program last year, Coach Noreen's first year as well. So the progression that from where your team was at the beginning of last season to where it's at now, knowing in mind, obviously, there's still a lot more goals to accomplish in what this team is looking to do, not only this year, but down the road. So how satisfying do you guys feel, yet knowing that there's still more room to grow?
Yeah, I think that's the whole focus is like we got ourselves in a position where we can achieve something this year. And now we're right in that battle for a playoff spot and hopefully more. But I felt like last year was very beneficial for us to understand what we needed to be competitive at this level. And we needed to make some changes. We brought in the guys that we thought were going to give us a chance to be competitive. And now we need to make sure we coach them well enough and hold them accountable at a high level so that we can compete with the best in our conference. And that's what we have down the stretch. So see where we're at.
You're part of the whole athletic department, obviously, working with the hockey program and trying to get to that goal. Working beyond kind of the borders, though, and through the whole athletic department, watching what the basketball program is doing right now. So how much do you guys kind of take note to the notoriety that they're getting nationally and what they're accomplishing? How exciting is that for the whole athletic department?
Yeah, it's incredible. What the basketball team is doing right now is unbelievable. And we were watching Friday night, I believe it was Friday night before the game, where they tied it up on the buzzer. And just that one play, like the detail, the willingness to win that rebound, to get a three-pointer. I'm not an expert in basketball. A three-pointer, and drain it. That just like speaks about the preparation that you have to do every day to be ready for these moments. And I think you just watch that team play. Their habits are excellent. Their work ethic honestly inspires us. So yeah, great time to be a Red Hawk, and hopefully they can keep it going.
Do you see parallels with the basketball team? You know, Coach Steele brought in a ton of new recruits a couple of years ago, and then was able to see them play together over a couple of years on the basketball team. Are you seeing sort of do you see parallels to what you're trying to do as a staff here with the hockey team? Yeah,
I think it's very, very similar situations, and it comes down to picking the right people to be in your locker room and then coach them hard and have high expectations and high standards and to push them to be the best that they can be. And honestly, when you look at this campus and the school and what we can offer, it's a no-brainer for student athletes to be part of Miami. So when you have that product and you have the right people, I think you can be successful in every sport we have.
Be a great way to finish, but I do have a personal question for you. I gotta ask. So your sister is an elite soccer player, football player, and I believe is she in the States now? Did she sign a pro deal? So have you had a chance to see her more since she's come over to the States? Or you get a chance to connect a little bit more now?
Yeah, I've seen her once this year, and usually I don't see her at all, pretty much until the summer. But she's the star of the family, right? She played in multiple World Cups with the national team, European Cups, Champions League. She played in Germany. I believe she's won about, I think it's 15 national title in Switzerland. So she's elite. And I think for me, I'm the older brother, but she was really an inspiration for me. And just to see the dedication that it takes in a sport where they're still underpaid, you know, she was probably one of the one of the best athletes in Switzerland, and she had to work every day besides her sport. So to see that dedication for me, I just feel so lucky to be, doing this full time and enjoying it. So, but yeah, I got to see her once, and she's in Tampa, so it's nice. I got to go down there and enjoy the sun.
Here with John Emmons, Miami off this week before a trip to St. Cloud State, and we'll take some questions.
Hey, John, this past weekend, getting the home sweep, you were here last year kind of going through everything that's building up to what this year has been. How sweet was that sweep this past weekend?
Oh, it was pretty special. It was really cool to do it at home, and it means a lot to the program. It hasn't been done in a while in the conference, so we knew that going into Friday or Saturday, and it was a big goal for the team to get that done.
And for you personally, you were able to contribute. Got the first of the year, so first since playing them all again last year. What is it about that team and you, but more so, what was it like and all the hard work that you've had to put in to get to that point?
Yeah, I guess it's just a lucky matchup. Omaha at home and J-term works out pretty good for me, I guess. But, yeah, it's nice to see one finally go through the back of the net after kind of a little bit of a longer year.
Every time you've gotten a chance to go in, it's evident to everybody the high motor that you've got, the high energy that you bring. You seem to elevate everybody around you with that energy. It's contagious. How are you able to bring that every day to the rink?
I think that's just an important part of being my role on the team here is to try to create energy for myself when I'm out there and create momentum for the guys going after me to keep building shifts and keep more ozone time and just try to build confidence, momentum for the team however I can.
And how's it feel to be rewarded? Coach has talked about you about how seeing you succeed. It's fun to cheer for you to see you succeed and to be rewarded for that. So how does it feel to be rewarded for those efforts that you put forward?
Feels good. Obviously, it's nice that the coaching staff really believes in me and the rest of the boys here. But yeah, it just felt really good to see one get past the goalie this weekend.
Just what's it been like for you guys to kind of turn over your defensive identity this year, especially this weekend? It felt like that was maybe a couple of your guys' best defensive efforts of the year.
Yeah, we take pride in protecting Drobes and keeping their chances to a minimum. We track scoring chances a lot as a team and always trying to get more offensive than defensive this weekend.
And just what do you think of the energy in the building with the couple of games this past weekend?
It was great. Even though students weren't here, the place was pretty packed with all the people from Oxford and our supporters, and it was a lot more packed than I thought it was going to be without the students here, so it was cool.
You and Mess working on a line together. You had a lot of chances to do that last year too, so you kind of bring that energy, and Drew just kind of asked you about that as well. But the energy level that you need to bring in there, and getting a chance to roll four lines. So you're out there third period. I mean, you're out there a lot in an important situation. So what's that mentality like for you? How do you kind of focus on doing that? You and Mess together working well.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's been here all 4 years, a lot of experience, and really just a great guy to play with. I feel like we have pretty similar games that complement each other pretty well, like hard in the forecheck, responsible defensively. And I think those pair pretty well, especially when we're getting regular shifts and able to have a lot of opportunities that we like to take advantage of.
It's been a lot of changeover with the lineup from last year to this year. So what's it been like for you? A whole new set of brothers in here. I mean, normally you might have 5 or 6 new ones like when you came in last year as a freshman, but now this year, do you feel like kind of even though you're only a sophomore, do you feel like you've kind of set the tone for all these new guys coming in?
Yeah, I think the whole returning group was kept for a reason to kind of keep the culture going, and I think that was the big part of a lot of the decisions made. And I think we've kind of taken pride in representing Miami and teaching the new guys what it means to be a Red Hawk and kind of just leading the way for those guys this year.
And representing Miami, being a Red Hawk, and I got to ask you a little bit beyond hockey, what the basketball program is doing right now. And even though the students aren't on campus right now, they'll be back real soon. I'm sure you know a lot of those guys. So what's it like? Were you guys watching the game last night?
Yeah, we were at Kent State. We were watching the overtime, and we were all on the edge of our seats pulling for them to get to 20-0. And I think there's a big home game Tuesday that we're all planning to go to and cheer them on.
When you bring in, coaching staff brings in a ton of talent, and you're battling for playing time, and you've got that next man up mentality. When somebody goes down, how do you keep yourself prepared and ready, and that drive to come in and be ready to score a goal last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I have opportunities every day at practice to get better and try to push myself to improve on the ice, and just always staying ready for when the opportunity comes and hopefully take advantage of it like that.
Hearing that Matteo Giampa has been nominated as a Hobie Award watch list, and what's it like to be on the ice with him, to play with a guy like that?
Yeah, really special player. He probably deserves it more than anyone on our team. He's always at the rink shooting pucks, getting extra lifts in. So I'm not surprised at all that his hard work has really paid off for him.